Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a singles new love reading for Cancer. We're going to look at the kind of love you're ready to experience now based on the growth you've already done. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Cancers, please. All right, so we have your person showing up as the Four of Wands, also as the Knight of Cups. All right, water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. They're viewing you as the Seven of Cups, all right, and the connection, we see the Queen of Cups. Okay, so it looks like we may have two water signs coming together here, although it doesn't have to be the case. It just feels like it's going to be very loving, very romantic. I feel like you two are very compatible. And we see the Six of Wands coming through. So this is somebody who's definitely looking for or wants victory here. I think this is also someone who, with the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands, has been through quite a heavy cycle when it comes to love. I feel like they're ready for something more solid, stable, and secure. They're ready for victory. This person may get a lot of attention, but I feel like they worry they're not getting the right type of attention. All right, so with the Four of Wands, pay attention to the number sequence 1111. All right, and we see the Lovers in reverse, Gemini energy. So again, there could be other people around this person, but I don't think it's anything serious. I also feel like, again, I think this person gets a lot of attention. They probably like getting a lot of attention, but I feel like emotionally they don't always invest, right? Like they take very seriously whom they emotionally invest in. And the Three of Swords. Okay, so it does look like this person has been hurt or they've been betrayed by a third party. That could be that Ten of Wands that I was picking up on. I don't think that they're with this person. I mean, some of you, they may have been even married or engaged to this person, or it was a higher level of commitment, but I do think that's something here that they're still healing from. Now, Cancers, your energy is the Two of Wands in reverse. So I feel like a lot of my Cancers, you may be feeling like the wait is over when you meet this person. Like you two just get each other without even having to say a lot. You know, one glance speaks 1,000 words. So I do think there's going to be a telepathic connection. Some of my Cancers, you do have a choice in love here with the Two of Wands in reverse. But for a lot of you, I just think, you know, you feel like the wait is over, like this really could be the one. And I think it's going to be quite initial. We see humor, expect a lot of fun and light energy with this person. The laughter you share may very well bond you and alleviate stress. So you two are going to share a similar sense of humor, have a lot of inside jokes. Yeah, I'm not surprised we get twin soul. I mean, we have two of my twin flame cards coming through here with this person, the Four of Wands and the Lovers. But this is someone who mirrors you. It's a connection that intends for you both to balance your feminine and masculine energies and evolve your soul. All right. Ooh, we do see they may have Gemini in their chart. But this also tells me that there's going to be a lot of witty banter between the two of you, which oftentimes my Cancers really love and are, you know, suspiciously good at. But I also think with the Gemini energy here, this person, like you two are going to have an intellectual connection, love, like learning and growing and doing together. All right, and Sagittarius is coming through here. So those are opposite ends of the same axis. So again, this person, despite what they've been through, is coming through very balanced here, Cancer. They're known as the teacher and the knowledge seeker, a bold, fiery sign. They're comfortable leading others. Now with the Knight of Cups here, this person I do think is very dreamy, very romantic. I think they're going to be very loving and affectionate with you, very romantic with you. All right, some of you are going to meet through work. Now these are really specific messages, Cancer, that won't resonate with all of you, but they will be confirmation for some. We see other involvements. I do see that, but I feel like this person isn't really emotionally invested in any of those other involvements. And we see this person might be an awesome cook. All right, or cooking could be their love language here. All right, what else do we need to know about this person? What else do we need to know about this person? All right, yeah, this person is definitely someone who, I mean, you may be this person's creative muse, Cancer, but I also think that once they meet you, they're going to not be able to stop thinking about you. Now we see mature man. Now my readings are not meant to be gender specific, but some of the cards that I use are. So again, this could describe your person, but this is really just somebody who's ready to step up, somebody who's mature, somebody who is intellectual. Sometimes I read that as him sitting in the Akashic library, so it definitely feels like a destined partnership. And we see an official person, so somebody who's respected, somebody who's trusted, somebody who's done quite well for themselves. Again, they could have some sort of official title, but that doesn't have to be the case. Okay. I feel this person dresses really well. They're put together. I do think they have quite a lot to offer. All right. You know, and that official person could just mean that, you know, maybe they're the CEO or they own their own business or they're a manager. You know, there's somebody who has clout, let's put it that way, in whatever it is they do. All right, so your paths will cross after you make a final decision. Now it does kind of look like some of my Cancers, you might also have other involvements or other options, because we do see the Queen of Wands in reverse, which is sometimes my third party. And they're viewing you that way as the Seven of Cups. Your paths will cross when a holiday is in season, okay, or during some type of celebration. This person comes from overseas, or maybe their parents or their grandparents come from another country. You could meet this person also as they're moving back to wherever you are or moving to where you are. And this is going to be unexpected, Cancer. Yeah, I love that. This is definitely going to be an unexpected connection for you. I think it's going to be unexpected for them as well. All right, so they're viewing you as the Seven of Cups. So this person definitely spends a lot of time daydreaming about you, you know, thinking about you night and day, Cancer. But I'm also seeing that this person sees you as having a lot of options available to you. Wow, they're viewing you as the Emperor. Okay, some of you could be this person's boss, or they see that you match their, you know, you match their energy. Somebody who's not afraid to step up, fight for what they want. The Emperor here also tells me that they see you as somebody who's strategic, you stand your ground. You know, it's a nod to divine counterparts with that Aries energy. And the King of Swords. So this person knows that you're no BS, Cancer. They know that you can sniff out somebody who's being false, you know, a mile away. The King of Swords tells me they see you as intellectual. They love that, you know, especially with that Gemini energy. They love your mind. They love that you guys can talk about anything. The King of Swords also tells me that, you know, they see you as somebody who's loyal, somebody who's truthful, somebody who's honest. And this person, Cancer, is going to make you feel like the Empress. I mean, this is really, this is wild because we have the Emperor and the Empress coming through. So divine counterparts. We have twin souls coming through. So really powerful connection. But you're going to feel good when you're around this person. You know, they're going to make you feel like the best version of yourself. And not that you need somebody else to do that for you, but, you know, it just feels right with the right person. They make you feel, you know, attractive. They make you feel abundant. You know, this is someone who's going to be extremely proud to have you, you know, by their side, and vice versa. I think you're going to be a beautiful couple. You know, power couple vibes. What this person notices about you, Cancer, or really likes about you is this bully archetype. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others and helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. So they see you as strong. You're not afraid to do the work. You know, even, you know, this can also be like, I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong, you know, or where I might need to course correct. Okay, and we have the hero and the heroine coming through. So a passion for a journey of personal empowerment. I love this in a love reading because we have two people coming from different places but going to the same peak, all right? And they see you as somebody who's maybe, you know, maybe you haven't been given everything, Cancer. You haven't been given everything, but but you've worked really hard to get where you are. All right. And they see you as the gambler archetype. So they see you as, somebody who's willing to follow your intuition, even when others doubt you. Beautiful energy there. So you're not afraid to take risks. You're intuitive, and they love that about you. Okay, so the connection is defined by the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. So we see creativity, we see abundance, we see nurturing here. I also feel this is going to be a very healing and also very telepathic connection. I also think it's going to be a very affectionate, tactile connection. All right, so being very affectionate as like a love language. Is there anything else my Cancers need to know here, please? Yeah, learning from contrast. So this connection highlights differences that invite understanding. Growth comes from awareness. So you two are very compatible, but that doesn't necessarily mean you two are exactly the same. And there's this mutual recognition and respect. This connection holds the potential for shared awareness and understanding. Beautiful. All right, and we see facing vulnerability. This connection invites emotional openness. Courage is required to stay present. Yeah, because you two, it's like you're not going to be able to hide, your true deep feelings from one another. It won't be possible. And I think you're going to also you'll just be finding yourself, Cancer, telling this person things that you would never tell other people. All right. And at the bottom of the deck, we see navigating uncertainty. So this connection moves through unknown territory. Clarity develops with time. Yeah, but I think the unknown energy is like, this is just so different than anything you've experienced before. I feel like it's going to be pretty easy to fall in love with one another, but I think it's going to require you to be more open and go deeper than you ever have, Cancer. All right, so let's see what else we need to know. Best friends. So some of you, it may be a relationship that transforms from friendship into something more. Okay, friendship is vital to your romance. Feelings deepen and blossom. Okay, so you might start off as friends, but if you've listened to me long enough, you know that it's one of my favorite cards that come through in a relationship reading, because best friends is, best friends and lovers is the best combination for a long-term connection. All right, we see manifesting the one, so very soon your true love will arrive, Cancer. All right, and we see divine timing. So we see a serendipitous event. So this is coming through twice. So we get confirmation that this is definitely going to be something that is unexpected for my lovely Cancers. All right, so any important dates or times, please? Any important dates or times for my Cancers? All right, so we see it is happening this year, so we're about halfway through, if you can believe it. And for some of you, December, so it's between now and December, but it doesn't mean that it's going to happen in December. It could be something that's developing over the next 6 months and is like really solidified in December. For others of you, you could be dealing with a Sagittarius or a Capricorn. All right, or December may resonate with you in some other way, shape, or form. Either way, Cancer, the messages are beautiful. I'm sending you love and light. Take care.